Dr. Jeff DIY here. In this episode of Ranger Rehab, I'm going to show you how I changed the timing belt on my 96 Ranger 2.3 liter. I didn't use any special tools, and I break this big job down into bits, including great footage of the timing marks to get you into TDC. If you want to skip to the removal of the crankshaft bolt, go to the 1 minute mark. But you'll miss tip number 1. I found taking off the grill was quick, easy, and made the rest of the job so much less challenging. I wasn't planning on making a video at first, so I don't have footage of the radiator removal, but it's just a matter of removing the 2 hoses and a couple of bolts, and it slides right out. My Ranger has no AC and no power steering, which also made my job slightly simpler. But don't be jealous. Next time it's 90 out and you're enjoying your AC, remember me with the windows down. With the grill out of the way, you can easily fit a standard impact wrench on the 7/8 inch crankshaft bolt.
Easy now. Booyah.
Remove the serpentine belt and get a puller tool on the crankshaft pulley harmonic balancer. I'd seen other videos where they fit the tool on the front lip of the balancer, but mine was rusted in place and the lip broke off. Yes, I used PB Blaster ahead of time. I had to order a new balancer, and I got it off of eBay. So I had to get a bigger puller tool, and I attached it to the back of the balancer. Tip number 2, do not put the tip of the puller tool in direct contact with the crank. I damaged my threads, and it was a major ordeal to fix this. See my stripped thread fix video for full detail on how to use a thread chaser and tap. So always use a spacer like a socket. Fit to the diameter of the crank, and line up the tool as shown. Let's take a look at my setup. I had to use a breaker bar extension to prevent turning the crank while operating the puller tool. Then you just fit an open wrench onto the tool and turn it. Yeah! Tip number 3, TDC. Starting at the cam on top, line up the 2 triangles. Then go down to the oil pump and line up the diamonds. Lastly, the crank has a notch that should be at the 12 o'clock position and a dimple just clockwise from the notch. It helps to mark the sprocket tooth to see it. That dimple will be in a direct line with the indentation in the metal shroud. If all the marks line up, you're good. If not, you'll need to get your 7/8 inch wrench and rotate the crank clockwise until it's correct. If you can remove the number 1 cylinder spark plug, forward most of the bumper on the driver's side, it's said to be easier to turn the crank, but mine was frozen in place. I'd already taken off the timing cover, just a small bolt and some wiggling, and now I loosened the 17mm spring bolt and 13mm tensioner pulley bolt. A little PB Blaster to help. Pow! I also sprayed the pulley plate. Tip number 4, get a big ol' wrench to slide the tensioner pulley over. I was going to borrow the specialty tool from the parts store, but they were out. I found this worked pretty well. While holding the wrench against the peg on which the spring stops, I gently forced the pulley down and then screwed it into place. This gives enough slack to get the belt off.
Aha. Boom.
With the belt off, remove the 17 and 13mm bolts. I decided to put some thin layer of anti-seize on to ensure there'd be no rust bond with the new pulley plate. This is the water pump and timing belt kit I got, and I do not recommend it. Here's what the old and new pulleys sound like. This kit doesn't come with the small O-ring for the water pump outlet. More on that saga in the next installment of Ranger Rehab. Back at the truck, line up the spring with the top facing closer to you and the bottom sitting flush with the pulley plate. You may find that while screwing in the spring bolt, the spring tries to rotate, so you'll just have to use your hands to set it up in the right position before you get everything ready for the next step. You'll see you've now got to push the pulley clockwise to insert the 13mm tensioner bolt. I was glad to not have to do this part by myself. With the bolt in place, you've got to leverage the pulley over as far as you can to make it loose for the new belt. This is the same big ol' wrench as before with a sock on it to avoid scratching the new parts.
Okay, let's see if it stays.
Booyah! Now check to ensure you're still in TDC. I wasn't, and I had to reset it. Notch on the crank at 12 o'clock, diamond on my new oil pump lined up, check out my video on that, and triangle on the cam. When you put on the belt, you want to start at the crank and go counterclockwise to the oil pump, pulling out all of the slack and up to the cam. The other side of the belt on the left will get pulled tight by the tensioner, but this side on the right must be installed totally tight or it's going to be off. Now, loosen the 13mm bolt and the tensioner will pop out. Check the belt by rotating 2 full rotations to ensure everything stays in sync and no teeth slip. The torque spec is 26 to 33 foot-pounds on the pulley and 28 to 40 foot-pounds on the spring bolt. Now we need to install the harmonic balancer, so I had to remove the crankshaft bolt. Because it was a major bugger getting that thing off, I put on a tiny bit of anti-seize to prevent rust bonding when I put on the new harmonic balancer. Push the balancer on as best you can. I used orange thread locker, stronger than blue, but no torch required for removal in case I have to get in here again. Then I reinsert the crankshaft bolt and hand tighten. While I still had room, I reconnected the sensor here, and then I reinstalled the serpentine belt tensioner that I'd removed from my water pump job. Ensure the notch on the back is in its place before you tighten it down all the way.
There we go.
It turned out the balancer wasn't all the way in, so I gave it a love tap.
4. And just tapped.
Now you can see the balancer and the serpentine belt tensioner pulley look lined up. So you're supposed to get about 120 foot-pounds on the crankshaft bolt. That's tough to do because it started spinning the crank at 30 foot-pounds. So I put on the serpentine belt and got it a little more tight, but still less than the 120 on the wrench. So I ended up just putting my impact to it and guessing. Before I reassembled everything, I turned over the engine, just to ensure nothing went horribly wrong. Yes, I know it's tapping. The oil hasn't got to those valves in a while. Now reinstall the timing belt cover and put the fan back on, the radiator back in, and fill it up. I'll show those steps in my water pump video.
Whoa, rad!
My next Ranger rehab video will be the water pump and engine flush. In the meantime, you can see other Ranger DIY videos by clicking the link on the top. Or for general car videos, click the link on the bottom. This was a big job that took me a long time to complete and film. If you found value in this video, please hit like so it's easier to find by others. And if you subscribe, I'll be your best friend. If you'd like to support the channel, you can leave a super thanks or see my Venmo address in the description. This is Dr. Jeff DIY. I'll see you the next time something breaks.